Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, coming at you with round one of the final week of Grand Arena Season 6. Let me give a quick shout out first to my newest patron, Blade Baka. Really glad to have you. Anyone else out there watching this, if you feel like checking me out, you can check out my Patreon in the link in the bottom left corner there. See if it suits you. So let's get into the Grand Arena match. Alright, it was brought to my attention, you guys see who I'm up against, right? Ahnald T101, and I had him last week also in round 1, and he was able to beat me by 6 banners. Well, it was brought to my attention that I never said his name, so there you go. Usually I just kind of gloss over it and just say, oh, I gotta beat this guy. So I'm up against Ahnald. And let me tell you, he's gotten a lot better than he used to be. Unfortunately for me, it had to be against me. So take a look at the board here. Look at that. Like, I just couldn't even believe it. I might as well have just thrown Jawas and Gear 8s up on the board. You can see he put down his gas down there on the bottom. On my side, I put up Darth Revan too. And that did me no good. I put up Geos, Night Sisters, MT Lead, things designed to like take off some banners. And obviously none of that did any good because doing the math, it looks like everything was shot with 60 banner average and say 64 on fleet. I know he probably could have scored higher on fleet, but gosh damn. I mean, that is impressive. Like, that's a high bar to overcome. And if you know anything about me from watching any of my videos at all, I am not a high efficiency player. So there's no way I can match this. But, we'll give it a shot. Try anything, right? Don't just give up. He's got his gas down there out front. And I took a look at the mods on it. He keeps it modded for heavy offense, like an offense arrow, offense cross, all that. It's set for max damage, not really protection based. So I was curious, even though I have my own gas, I wanted to use my CLS team and see if the extra damage would outright start killing my characters or if the counter would indeed still work. So you can see it just starts off like normal, and since he's got lower protection, it's a bit easier to get him down. Did it right there with CLS's big move and Chewie's assist. Do the wave from Old Ben. And his 5s, okay, 5s is set for max offense too, which is great if 5s is going to die off and make super clones, but it's not great if your enemy's trying to, knock them down and they kill your 5s off first, and now they got time to start killing off extra clones. But I guess, it's whatever works. If you're going to set a 1936 banner score, keep doing what you do, because obviously it's working for you. So it really doesn't matter about if you get a defensive hold or not. That's impressive. So you can see Gas gets back up, and no sooner does he get up, you can knock him right back down. He did manage to kill Old Ben, but that's kind of par for the course. I just like to have Old Ben die when he gets back up for the last time. But right there, Han's counters, he went after Han, and his counters just laid him out. So 55 banners for that. Here's where things take a turn, and I actually stop it when that happens. So you can see his Geos go straight after my Scion. Normally I send in just like this, Traya and Scion, and Traya's Relic 6 with a crit avoidance arrow modded for protection. Scion's got full health mods, crit avoidance arrow, and check this out. They went straight after Scion, and usually he gets knocked into the yellow, sometimes the red, but it's never enough to kill him. But right there you can see it was over 100k hit that he took from Spy, and so that knocked him out. And that sucks because just Traya by herself, she doesn't have a massive AoE that could, knock him out right there. And was trapped behind taunt of Sunfac, so couldn't even get a shot in on Alpha. So that's unfortunate. Normally, I've not had it go like this. I have had Treya get picked off when they started picking on her before, but that's rare. That's only ever happened once. And this is the first time I've ever had Scion killed like that. So he was Relic 5. He'll be Relic 7 by tonight so that this doesn't happen again. So I was able to kill Alpha off, so that makes it easier for cleanup. For cleanup, since there's zero chance of, coming back with efficiency, I'll just throw some Jawas in there. I got them, so might as well let them do their thing, blow up their thermals and do what they do. So if you're watching, look at that. I get to use my Jawas, and they actually get to kill something. And there we go. Cleanup, it's messy, but it is what it is. So I open up the back zone. He's got Padme back there, and he's got an EP team back there. It's interesting. I like that EP team. He put Malik over there. But that does make me wonder what he used on my own Darth Revan Sith Empire team that I put out front, because I got Bastila, everything, and it's faster than his own. Maybe he used the resistance counter. I'll be looking forward to that GAC history. So for this counter, I went ahead and threw in my gas against Padme, because I'm not going to use him anywhere else. And Padme's kind of a chore anyway. I had a different game plan, but once you lose one battle, it makes you shift all your other squads over. I know anyone that's dropped a battle in GA probably knows what I'm talking about. You got a great plan, and then you lose, and you have to see who can kill what, and now move all your other squads over and have them do different stuff. It can get messy. But this one, works fairly well. I just throw auto on, point at GK, throw auto on, let them do their thing. I don't really have to take it off auto until he drops to his knee. After he does that, you want a little bit of control, because you get your super clones. You want to make sure that you can take a good hit and get out Anakin or Padme when you get the chance. So I used Echo's grenade. It got rid of GK, and then I got the big hit from Rex, took Anakin out. Now it's just Padme and Ahsoka, and C-3PO. But they're nothing to worry about here, just wrapping this up. Again, it's messy, so not any way to really win highly efficiently. 54 banners there. So I'm not a high efficiency player. I don't think I could score 1930 plus in my life, even if I had my whole roster to work with. I just don't play that way. So if you can do that, props, because I cannot get every single banner. Even this team, okay, I put my own EP team on defense, but I mean, nothing seemed to work. Like I said, I might as well have thrown my Gear 8s and all that, because for all the good it did me, it's crazy. But here we go, using Jedi to take out his EP team. Got the tenacity up from Yoda, and that will block all the stuff that Bastila Fallen put down. Her corrupted battle meditation and her all the debuffs that she'll give you. Get that tenacity up on there, and then you don't have to worry about it. I know some people like to use a Basti lead when it comes up against an EP team, because you get that extra tenacity boost, and that would probably work fine. But in this scenario, I just wanted to use my JKR, and that way I'd be able to focus down Malik, and they just hit much harder, and I don't like under Basti lead, you don't get that extra damage. I wanted to be able to take out Malik and make sure nothing goes wrong, because even though, I can't win, I can't get a victory here, I want to clear the board, because if I clear this board and I can win my next couple matches, I honestly can still hit Kyber. We'll have to run the numbers and see, but I think if I can get a good clear here and clear the next two matches efficiently and win, then I can hit that Kyber, get a little bit of extra rewards, That would be nice. But, if it doesn't happen, then it's not meant to be. It was a tough season this season. And right now I'm working on Galactic Legend Kylo, trying to unlock him. I know a lot of us are trying to get him a Rey. So this is kind of the last thing on my mind, but the extra rewards would sure be helpful, because I ain't made of money. Them extra free rewards are going to go a ways toward my goal of getting him kitted out in a decent amount of time. So here we go. Let's wrap up this fight. Got my Jedi out here. Just got Malik left to take out. We'll go ahead and throw the buff over to Yoda and let him do his thing. There we go. 58 banners for that. And that'll clear off the bottom. We can start working on the top. And what I'll do, since there's no chance of winning, I honestly wanted to try something. And you guys may think this is dumb or whatever, but I know I do have good squads I can use. But you see his bounty hunter team, and he's got Nest in there, and he's got L3 in there. So I wanted to try my Imp Troopers, because those tweaks are meant to stop Imp Troopers. People put Nest, people put L3. I've not seen them both in there together, but I wanted to try it anyway. My troopers are pretty fast. They do a decent amount of damage. They're not all gear 13 though. Veers and Death are still gear 12. Stark is 13. He's only relic 1 though. So not quite where I want them to be. But you can see that they still do kind of work. Got L3 down in time. Got the ability to focus down Boba, get him out of there. Now I can work on taking damage off Bosk. Still using the AoEs from Snow. The thing you gotta watch out for is the counterattacks from Nest. Keep doing damage and stripping buffs, and Nest is getting stronger. Now we got just Nest that we can go after. Dengar's over there, but he's under stealth, so that does no good. Now the bad thing about this Nest is he's got a high tenacity Nest. I think it was 148%, 78%. Can't remember. High tenacity Nest, all tenacity mods. And what that means is you're not going to land the debuffs, which in this case is days from Death Trooper. That's the key debuff that you need to land. You can see that she knocked out Veers. Once he's gone, you won't get any extra turn meter from killing anybody. And that doesn't matter here, I'm just saying. Right here I was thinking, should I throw Death Mark on there? Because am I going to get another big hit coming up? And I'll freeze it here so you can see right there. So range went, got in a big hit with Death Mark. But I think he's only relic 3. He doesn't quite have enough damage to get the kill right there. And I think that was the difference. Like, if the kill came right there, if he would have done, 5k or whatever more damage it is, that would have been it. But you can see she just killed another one and another, and she's back at full health. So there's no chance of taking her out. Not with these imps anyway. So it's going to go another round. So if you guys like to learn, stick around, because I learn a lot when I do fail. And I learn, what works, what doesn't work. And it's not all about winning all the time. I mean, I like to win, but I learn a lot from my losses. And when I get beat, I see what happens, what they use. I like the data to know what worked, what doesn't work. And so my imps, I thought, maybe they'll work. Well, now I know they won't work if the Nest is super high tenacity. And there's a L3. She's not really a stumbling block. It's more so the high tenacity Nest in there. So enough for that. We'll clean that up later. The next team I wanted to go after was the Night Sisters. And what I wanted to do for Night Sisters, normally I'll use Padme or First Order with Watt, works really good. But I put First Order on defense this time. Figured maybe it would slow them down. I have a really fast foo. But instead of using First Order, I saved my bounty hunters and wanted to use them against Night Sisters. And I do put Watt with him. He's only gear 11, but he works really good with bounty hunters. This time, though, since already I lost, I don't have to worry about trying for a victory, I just went in with straight bounty hunters and didn't use Watt. Because a lot of people ask about that. Well, have you ever tried Night Sisters with straight bounty hunters? Well, here's your battle. You can check it out. You want to go in with Bosk lead. You ideally want to go in if you're equivalently relict or better relict than your opponent's squad. And here he's got relics on all of his Night Sisters. And me, two of my bounty hunters, Dengar and Zam, are still gear 12, which is not good. You would want them all to be gear 13 with relics. So it can be done though. So I figured, let me, give it a shot, see what happens. The thing you need is a lot of debuffs. You can see Zam does her thermals, helps heal everybody up. They're going after Bosk. He's stunned. He can't really do anything. He loses taunt though because the weakest enemy doesn't have protection, and that will cause his taunt not to stay. Whereas if you went in with Watt, you could just throw the tank tech on him. But having a gear 11 Watt, I knew that the first time MT put Plague out, he would just die anyway. So I figured it'd be a good chance to, try this and see what happens. The other thing you got to know for bounty hunters against Night Sisters is I get the Zeta for Django. So anyone he kills is not coming back. And then for Boba, if he kills somebody with the execute, they're not going to come back. I don't have to worry about zombie dying for him. So I got to watch out for that. I don't want to kill anybody unless it's Boba's execute or Django doing the killing. I just want to hit zombie or somebody that's not close to death, because you don't want zombie to give them a free revive. So they're still doing their thing. You can see I'm plagued. Not a lot to do. Use the mass assist there. Now it's Boba's turn. So I'm looking at my targets. I went for an execute on Daka and it just wasn't enough. Got her into the red and, wasn't able to kill her. So that was frustrating. Throwing some hits on zombie. Daka died. She died, but I think it was to the thermals as soon as it was her turn. Because that was it. Zombie didn't die for her. You see she comes back whenever they do the basic attack. But she's gone for the most part. Now I'm just focusing on zombie until Django gets to go. Kill Spirit that way or something. So I put the focus back on zombie. And Spirit just died naturally on her own turn. So now I can kill zombie. And there you go. So it's doable, but it's not recommended. I mean, you got to have some stacked bounty hunters. So let's move on. That last one that he's got up there is like a basic resistance team. And it's like his leftovers with Finn lead, So I'll go ahead and use my JTR team. But I put Vet Han in there. I don't know if it takes effect now, but you guys know they updated yesterday when they added the Galactic Legends, and they updated Han and Chewie so that they count as resistance now. And I think that's live in game, so it should be live here, I think. And I figured give it a shot, put him in there, see what he does, if he can do anything, try his moves. I've never used him. I relicked him up to 3 because you have to have him for the event, but I have no idea what he does or anything like that. So figured now would be a good time to drop him in there when it doesn't really matter and see if he can do anything. I know he's supposed to work with Chewie and that they're both going to be resistance, but I haven't worked on my Chewie at all because I didn't go for a Galactic Ray. Now you can see here it's par for the course as far as JTR goes. You just control turn meter with the wave. I use R2 with the smoke screen to make BB-8 kind of fake taunt, take the hits. And now I get Illuminated Destiny out. I can do the big hits from Stick Ray. She can start taking people out. Now I got it down to just a couple left. Look at that. He does like a big hit. I don't know exactly, everything he does. I should have read his kit a little bit more. Does a big hit, but I know he's got synergy with Chewie. I really think that both of them are going to be fantastic under resistance. So I'll be looking forward to trying them out once I gear Chewie up. Lastly is cleaning up this nest. Since it doesn't matter, I just went ahead and threw in my Padme team. Use the full team. No reason to really underman it or do anything like that at this point. Just do it and tank out the hits until it lines up where I can get a big hit on nest and get it done. So that's all I'm doing. There went Anakin. Did his thing. 38 banners. Not that it matters. And open up the ships. So we put Negotiator back there. He did that last time I fought him too. I struggle with ships even though I have my own Negotiator. I did basically just a mirror match. So I got 64 banners that time, which is for me pretty decent because I really struggle with fleet. But I don't have, any other good fleets like Malevolence or any of those yet. So I'm looking forward to getting those. 64 though, I'm pretty happy with that. So that was as good as I could do, well, after losing against the Geos. So he got me. I mean, setting that high of a score is fantastic. There was no way I was gonna be able to overcome that. I'm not that efficient. But he did message me this morning. He let me know that he did his attacks and to go ahead and go, and he was going to be too busy to stream his Grand Arena. So thank you to him for letting me know. I got up and got all my stuff together and did my battles. And he said to say hey to the audience and let him know he said hey. So there you go. Sorry it wasn't more exciting, and I couldn't take it down to the wire. But it is what it is. And with the way matchmaking is going, I guess I'll see him in the first round of next season, huh? Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.